Psalm 27, KJV, a Psalm of David. 1. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? 2. When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled. 3. Though an host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. 4. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. 5. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. 6. And now shall mine head be lifted up above mine enemies round about me. Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle sacrifices of joy. I will sing, yea, I will sing praises unto the Lord. 7. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon me, and answer me. 8. When thou saidst, seek my face, my heart said unto thee, thy face, Lord, will I seek. 9. Hide not thy face far from me. Put not thy servant away in anger. Thou hast been my help. Leave me not. Neither forsake me, O God of my salvation. 10. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. 11. Teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me in a plain path because of mine enemies. 12. Deliver me not over unto the will of mine enemies, for false witnesses are risen up against me, and such as breathe out cruelty. 13. I had fainted, unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. 14. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Psalm 27, detailed analysis. Verse 1. David begins with bold faith. He doesn't say he hopes the Lord will save him. He says God is his light, salvation, and strength. Therefore, there is no room for fear. Verses 2 to 3. David recalls past experiences. Enemies came for him, but they stumbled and fell. Even if a whole army surrounds him, he remains calm and confident, grounded in who God is. Verse 4. This is the heartbeat of the psalm. David desires one thing, to live in God's presence, to behold his beauty, and to talk with him. He doesn't seek safety or power. He seeks fellowship with God. Verse 5. God is David's shelter, his secret place. In trouble, God hides and protects him. David feels secure not in walls, but in worship. Verse 6. David anticipates victory and responds with joyful worship, singing and sacrificing, not in sorrow, but in celebration. Verses 7 to 9. Now the psalm shifts to prayer. David asks God to hear him, to show mercy, and not to abandon him. He's honest, confident, yet still dependent. Verse 10. Even if the closest human relationships fail, God will never forsake. This is one of the most tender verses in the Bible. God's care is more constant than appearance. Verse 11. David asks to be taught and led, not just delivered. He wants to live rightly, even while surrounded by danger. Verse 12. He's facing lies and cruelty, false witnesses. But instead of revenge, he prays for God's justice and protection. Verse 13. David testifies, I would have given up, but I believed. He trusted in God's goodness here and now, not just in eternity. Verse 14. He closes with encouragement. Wait on the Lord. Stay strong, take courage, and trust that God will strengthen your heart while you wait. Summary of Psalm 27. Psalm 27 is both a song of fearless faith and a humble prayer for help. David moves from confidence to prayer, from worship to waiting. It teaches us God is our light, strength, and salvation. The deepest desire of the heart should be to know and dwell with Him. Even when surrounded, we can be confident. God's presence gives more comfort than any fortress. Waiting on God is not weakness, it is courage. Psalm 28, KJV. A Psalm of David. 1. Unto thee will I cry, O Lord my rock, be not silent to me. Lest, if thou be silent to me, I become like them that go down into the pit. 2. Hear the voice of my supplications, when I cry unto thee, when I lift up my hands toward thy holy oracle. 3. Draw me not away with the wicked, and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their hearts. 4. Give them according to their deeds, and according to the wickedness of their endeavors. Give them after the work of their hands. Render to them their desert. 5. Because they regard not the works of the Lord, nor the operation of his hands, he shall destroy them, and not build them up. 6. Blessed be the Lord, because he hath heard the voice of my supplications. 7. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusted in him, and I am helped. Therefore my heart greatly rejoiceth, and with my song will I praise him. 8. The Lord is their strength, and he is the saving strength of his anointed. 9. Save thy people, and bless thine inheritance. Feed them also, and lift them up forever. Psalm 28, Detailed Analysis. Verse 1. David begins with a cry, God, don't be silent. He sees silence as death. Being unheard feels like being abandoned. Verse 2. David lifts his hands in desperate, reverent prayer. Holy oracle refers to the most holy place, God's throne. Verse 3. He asks God to separate him from the hypocrites, those who speak kindly but plot evil. David doesn't want to be judged with them. Verse 4-5. David prays for justice, that the wicked would reap what they sow. Why? Because they have ignored God and his ways. Verse 6. Here comes the shift, praise. David rejoices because God heard him. This sudden turn reflects the power of answered prayer. Verse 7. David declares God as his strength and shield. He trusted, was helped, and now rejoices with song. This verse is personal and overflowing with joy. Verse 8. He moves from personal to collective. God is the strength of his people, not just of David. Anointed can refer to the king, but also to all who belong to God. Verse 9. He ends by interceding for God's people. Save them, bless them, feed them, lift them. David thinks beyond himself. He longs for God's blessing over the whole nation. Summary of Psalm 28. Psalm 28 is a journey from desperation to praise. David cries out, asks for justice, receives help, and ends with joy and intercession. It teaches us God hears when we cry sincerely. Hypocrisy is dangerous. God sees through it. When God helps us, the right response is worship. A true heart doesn't stop at personal blessing. It prays for God's people everywhere. Call to action. These psalms speak directly to every soul that has ever felt fear, cried for justice, or waited for hope. If you're one of them, this journey is for you. Subscribe to our channel and stay connected for more in-depth psalm readings, heartfelt prayers, and spiritual insight. Tap the bell to never miss a moment of encouragement and truth. Share this with someone who needs courage, hope, or strength today. Wait on the Lord. Rejoice in his help, and walk with integrity in his light. He is your strength and your shield. Psalm 20, KJV. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. 1. The Lord hear thee in the day of trouble. The name of the God of Jacob defend thee. 2. Send thee help from the sanctuary, and strengthen thee out of Zion. 3. Remember all thy offerings, and accept thy burnt sacrifice. Selah. 4. Grant thee according to thine own heart, and fulfill all. 5. We will rejoice in thy salvation, and in the name of our God we will set up our banners. The Lord fulfill all thy petitions. 6. Now know I that the Lord saveth his anointed. He will hear him from his holy heaven, with the saving strength of his right hand. 7. Some trust in chariots, and some in horses, but we will remember the name of the Lord our God. 8. They are brought down and fallen, but we are risen and stand upright. 9. Save, Lord, let the King hear us when we call. Psalm 20. Detailed analysis. Psalm 20 is a prayer for victory, likely sung before going into battle. It reflects the voice of the people praying for their king, possibly David himself, asking God to bless and defend him. It's a powerful blend of intercession, confidence, and worship. Verses 1 to 5. A blessing and intercession for the king. Verse 1. The Lord hear thee in the day of trouble. The people pray that God hears their king in times of danger. The name of the God of Jacob refers to God's covenant faithfulness, the God who wrestled with Jacob and renamed him Israel, the God who stays near. Defend thee literally means set you on high, like placing someone out of reach of their enemies. Verse 2. Send thee help from the sanctuary. They pray for help to come from the holy place, God's dwelling. Zion refers to Jerusalem, God's earthly center of worship. The help being requested is not from human armies, but divine strength. Verse 3. Remember all thy offerings. The king has worshipped, and now they ask that God remember his offerings. This shows the connection between worship and war. A righteous leader doesn't fight with swords alone, but seeks God first. Selah. Here is a moment to pause and reflect, as if to say, let's stop and truly ask God to remember his servant. Verse 4. Grant thee according to thine own heart. The people ask that God fulfill the king's desires and plans, not selfish dreams, but godly leadership, motivated by righteousness and justice. Verse 5. We will rejoice in thy salvation. Now they speak with confidence, not doubt. We will rejoice, not we might rejoice. Set up our banners refers to victory flags lifted in celebration. It's an act of public faith, even before the battle starts. Verses 6 to 8. A declaration of trust. Verse 6. Now know, either the Lord saveth his anointed. This is a faith declaration. Anointed, Hebrew, Messiah, refers to the king chosen and empowered by God. The people now speak confidently. We know God will save him. God saves not only with favor, but with power, the saving strength of his right hand. The right hand symbolizes power, authority, and action. Verse 7. Some trust in chariots, and some in horses, but we will remember the name of the Lord our God. This is one of the most quoted verses in the Bible. In ancient warfare, chariots and horses were symbols of strength. But God's people look beyond weapons. They trust in God's name, his character, his covenant. Verse 8. They are brought down and fallen, but we are risen and stand upright. Victory belongs to the humble who trust God. This is the final contrast, a self-reliant collapse, but those who lean on the Lord stand tall. This confidence isn't based on military strength, but on the faithfulness of God. Verse 9, closing prayer. Save, Lord, let the King hear us when we call. The psalm ends with a cry, Save us, O Lord. Some translations suggest this verse could also read, Lord, save the King. May he answer us when we call. Either way, It's a final plea for continued favor, covering both king and people. Summary of Psalm 20. Psalm 20 is a battlefield prayer, spoken by the people for their king, but equally relevant today for anyone walking into life's challenges. It teaches us true strength is found in the presence of God, not in earthly weapons. Before any battle, worship and prayer must come first. Trusting in God's name brings victory, while relying on human strength leads to defeat. God hears, saves, and raises up those who are humble and faithful. Psalm 20 is more than history. It's a model for how we should face every crisis, with worship, confidence, and community intercession. Psalm 21, KJV. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. 1. The king shall joy in thy strength, O Lord, and in thy salvation how greatly shall he rejoice. 2. Thou hast given him his heart's desire, and hast not withholden the request of his lips. Selah. 3. For thou preventest him with the blessings of goodness. Thou settest a crown of pure gold on his head. 4. He asked life of thee, and thou gavest it him, even length of days for ever and ever. 5. His glory is great in thy salvation. Honor and majesty hast thou laid upon him. 6. For thou hast made him most blessed forever. Thou hast made him exceeding glad with thy countenance. 7. For the king trusteth in the Lord, and through the mercy of the Most High he shall not be moved. 8. Thine hand shall find out all thine enemies. Thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. 9. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. 10. Their fruit shalt thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. 11. For they intended evil against thee. They imagined a mischievous device, which they are not able to perform. 12. Therefore shalt thou make them turn their back, when thou shalt make ready thine arrows upon thy strings, against the face of them. 13. Be thou exalted, Lord, in thine own strength. So will we sing and praise thy power. Psalm 21. Detailed analysis. Verses 1 to 7. Celebration of God's victory and blessing. Verse 1. The king shall joy in thy strength. David, the king, rejoices not in his own ability, but he praises God for the victory it was prayed for in Psalm 20. The heart of a godly leader beats with gratitude, not pride. Verse 2. Thou hast given him his heart's desire. God answered the king's request, not just partially, but fully. It's a reminder that when we walk in God's will, he delights in fulfilling holy desires. Selah invites us to pause and consider that the battle was won not by might, but because God listened. Verse 3. Thou preventest him with the blessings of goodness. Preventest here means to go before. God met the king with blessings, even before the king could earn them. The crown of pure gold is both literal and symbolic, a sign of honor and divine favor. Verse 4. He asked life, and thou gavest it. The king prayed for survival in battle, and God gave him not only victory, but also length of days. The phrase forever and ever could be understood in prophetic light, pointing toward the eternal reign of the Messiah, who comes from David's line. Verse 5. His glory is great in thy salvation. David's greatness comes not from status or power, but from the salvation God provides. Glory, honor, and majesty are gifts from God, not achievements by man. Verse 6. Thou hast made him most blessed forever. The king's blessing is abundant, enduring, and joyful. The key source of gladness? God's presence, thy countenance. Verse 7. The king trusteth in the Lord. Trust is the king's anchor. He stands strong not by strategy but by mercy, the steadfast love of the Most High. This is why he is not moved. Trust in God provides unshakable security. Verses 8 to 12. God's judgment on enemies. Verse 8. Thine hand shall find out all thine enemies. God's justice is not passive. He actively seeks out the wicked. There's no hiding from the right hand of God. Verse 9. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven. This is a graphic metaphor for divine judgment. The enemies of God will be utterly consumed by his wrath. Not a moment of rage, but righteous punishment. Verse 10. Their fruit shalt thou destroy. This refers to legacy and future generations. Evil plans can infect future lines, but God cuts them off at the root. Verse 11. They intended evil, which they are not able to perform. God not only destroys evil, he frustrates its plans. This verse reveals that not all evil succeeds, because God intervenes. What was meant for harm doesn't come to pass. Verse 12. Thou shalt make them turn their back. This is a picture of defeat. The enemy turns and runs. God's arrows strike with precision. He is a warrior who wins. Verse 13. Closing praise. Be thou exalted, Lord, in thine own strength. The psalm ends with what all victories should end in: worship. David doesn't claim the credit. He gives it back to God. The people join in. We will sing and praise your power. Summary of Psalm 21. Psalm 21 is a song of victory, thanksgiving, and justice. It reflects the moment after the battle, when God has answered prayers, delivered his people, and scattered their enemies. The psalm teaches us God answers the desires of the righteous. True strength comes from him, not human effort. God blesses and crowns those who trust in him. Evil plans are seen, stopped, and judged. The proper response to victory is humble worship. Psalm 21 reminds us that praise must follow deliverance, and that the greatest strength we can celebrate is not our own, but the strength of our saving God. Psalm 22 KJV. To the chief musician upon Ajeleth Shahar, a psalm of David. 1. My God, why hast thou forsaken me? Why art thou so far from helping me, and from the words of my roaring? 2. O my God, I cry in the daytime, but thou hearest not, and in the night season, and then 3. But thou art holy, O thou that inhabitest the praises of Israel. 4. Our fathers trusted in thee. They trusted, and thou didst deliver them. 5. They cried unto thee, and were delivered. They trusted in thee, and were not confounded. 6. But I am a worm, and no man, a reproach of men, and despised of the people. 7. All they that see me laugh me to scorn. They shoot out the lip, they shake the head, saying, 8. He trusted on the Lord that he would deliver him. Let him deliver him, seeing he delighted in him. But thou art he that took me out of the womb. Thou didst make me hope when I was upon my mother's breasts. 10. I was cast upon thee from the womb. Thou art my God from my mother's belly. 11. Be not far from me, for trouble is near, for there is none to help. 12. Many bulls have compassed me. Strong bulls of Bashan have beset me round. 13. They gaped upon me with their mouths, as a ravening and a roaring lion. 14. I am poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. My heart is like wax, it is melted in the midst of my bowels. 15. My strength is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue cleaveth to my jaws, and thou hast brought me into the dust of death. 16. For dogs have compassed me, the assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. 17. I may tell all my bones. They look and stare upon me. 18. They part my garments among them, and cast lots upon my vesture. 19. But be not thou far from me, O Lord. O my strength, haste thee to help me. 20. Deliver my soul from the sword, my darling from the power of the dog. 21. Save me from the lion's mouth, for thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorns. 22. I will declare thy name unto my brethren. In the midst of the congregation will I praise thee. 23. That fear the Lord, praise him. All that the seed of Jacob, glorify him, and fear him, all that the seed of Israel. 24. For he hath not despised nor abhorred the affliction of the afflicted, neither hath he hid his face from him. But when he cried unto him, he heard. 25. My praise shall be of thee in the great congregation. I will pay my vows before them that fear him. 26. The meek shall eat and be satisfied. They shall praise the Lord that seek him. Your heart shall live forever. 27. All the ends of the world shall remember and turn unto the Lord, and all the kindreds of the nations shall worship before thee. 28. For the kingdom is the Lord's, and he is the governor among the nations. 29. All they that be fat upon earth shall eat and worship. All they that go down to the dust shall bow before him, and none can keep alive his own soul. 30. A seed shall serve him. It shall be accounted to the Lord for a generation. 31. He shall come and shall declare his righteousness unto a people that shall be born, that he hath done this. Psalm 22. Detailed analysis. This psalm is known as a messianic psalm because it vividly describes the suffering of Christ centuries before the crucifixion. Jesus quoted verse 1 on the cross. The first half of the psalm is pain and abandonment. The second half is praise and victory. Verses 1 to 2, the cry of abandonment. My God, why hast thou forsaken me? This is the deepest human cry of Jesus on the cross. Matthew 27 to 46. It expresses profound separation and sorrow. Though David speaks here, it's prophetic. It reflects a time when even faith feels alone. Verses 3 to 5. Trust anchored in history. But thou art holy. Our fathers trusted in thee. Even in pain, David remembers, God is still holy. Others have trusted him and been delivered. This tension, I know you're faithful, but where are you now, is honest and real. Verses 6 to 8, mocked and rejected. I am a worm, despised. They laugh me to scorn. David feels stripped of dignity. This verse finds ultimate fulfillment in Jesus, mocked by onlookers who said, let God deliver him. See Matthew 27 to 43. Verses 9 to 11, lifelong trust. David remembers that God has been with him since the womb. He's saying, you've been there my whole life. Don't leave me now. It's a powerful reminder that past faith builds present confidence. Verses 12 to 18, descriptions of suffering. These verses describe suffering in ways uncannily fulfilled at Calvary. Surrounded by enemies like wild animals. Physical agony. Bones dislocated. Heart like wax. Dry mouth. Thirst. Pierced hands and feet opening parenthesis V.16. Bones visible. V17. Clothes divided and gambled for V18. See John 19:24. This section reads like eyewitness crucifixion, though written 1,000 years earlier. Verses 19 to 21, a final plea. David cries out one last time, be not far. Deliver, save. He sees death close, but still clings to hope. Verses 22 to 31, the turn to praise. I will declare thy name unto my brethren. This is the turning point. Suddenly, the cry turns to confidence. David says, I will praise you in the midst of the congregation. This verse is quoted in Hebrews 2:12. It belongs to Jesus, praising God after the resurrection. He hath not despised the afflicted. Even if it felt like abandonment, God never rejected the sufferer. He heard. He answered. All the ends of the world shall remember. Now the scope expands. It's not just personal salvation. It's global revival. Nations will turn to God. This is a prophetic vision of the gospel spreading across the world. A seed shall serve him, declare his righteousness. A new generation will arise to tell the story of what God has done. He hath done this. This echoes Jesus' last words on the cross. It is finished. Summary of Psalm 22. Psalm 22 begins in darkness, forsaken, mocked, pierced, broken. But it ends in light, heard, healed, and worshipped. It is both David's suffering and a prophetic blueprint of Christ's crucifixion and resurrection. It teaches us, God hears, even when he feels far. Pain is not the end of the story. Jesus fulfilled every line of this prophecy. Suffering can lead to salvation, not just for one, but for many. Worship is the final word. Psalm 23, KJV, a Psalm of David. 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. 2. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. 3. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. 5. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. 6. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Psalm 23. Detailed analysis. This psalm is short, but every line is rich with promise, comfort, and trust. It reflects intimacy with God, portraying him not as a distant king, but as a personal shepherd. Verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. God is not just a shepherd, he is my shepherd. This is a declaration of personal relationship and full dependence. The phrase, I shall not want, doesn't mean we'll never desire anything. It means we'll never lack what we truly need. Our shepherd is a provider. Verse 2. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Sheep don't lie down unless they feel safe. God provides peace, rest, and nourishment. Still waters reflect calm, replenishment, and trust. In a world of chaos, God gently leads us into peaceful rhythms. Verse 3. He restoreth my soul. When we are broken, tired, or empty, God doesn't shame us. He restores us. He also leads us in paths of righteousness, showing us the right way, not for our glory, but for his name's sake. Verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. This is a verse of courage and presence. The valley may be dark and dangerous, but it's just a shadow, not the real thing. We may feel fear, but we don't have to live in fear, because God is with us. His rod, protection, and staff, guidance are close. Verse 5. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. This is a picture of honor and abundance, not after the battle, but right in the middle of it. God doesn't always remove our enemies, but he blesses us in front of them. Anointing with oil was a sign of favor and welcome. A cup running over shows that God's blessings are more than enough. Verse 6. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me. This isn't wishful thinking. It's certainty. Surely, God's goodness pursues us. His mercy covers us every day. And in the end, we dwell not in fear, but in his house forever. Summary of Psalm 23, Psalm 23 is a journey with God. From green pastures to dark valleys, from fear to peace, from conflict to celebration, from life's troubles to eternal dwelling. It reminds us that God is our shepherd, personal and present. He leads, provides, restores, protects, and blesses. We are never alone, not even in death's shadow. His goodness will follow us all our lives and beyond. It's not just a declaration that no matter what we face, we are guided, guarded, and going home. Psalm 24, KJV, a psalm of David. 1. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world, and they that dwell therein. 2. For he hath founded it upon the seas, and established it upon the floods. 3. Who shall ascend into the hill of the Lord? Or who shall stand in his holy place? 4. He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who hath not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. 5. He shall receive the blessing from the Lord, and righteousness from the God of his salvation. 6. This is the generation of them that seek him, that seek thy face, O Jacob. Selah. 7. Lift up your heads, O the gates, and be the lift up, the everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. 8. Who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. 9. Lift up your heads, O the gates, even lift them up, the everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. 10. Who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts. He is the King of glory. Selah. Psalm 24, detailed analysis. Psalm 24 may have been sung when the Ark of the Covenant was brought into Jerusalem, a symbol of God's presence entering the city. It begins with a cosmic declaration, moves into a call to holiness, and ends with a royal welcome to the King of glory. Verses 1 to 2. God owns the world. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof. Everything belongs to God, the land, the oceans, the people. This verse opens with a sovereign declaration. There's nothing beyond God's rule. No land, no kingdom, no life exists apart from his authority. Founded it upon the seas. This poetic line recalls Genesis, God bringing order out of chaos, establishing the world upon unstable waters. Creation itself is a display of God's power and design. Verses 3 to 6. Who can approach God? Who shall ascend? Who shall stand in his holy place? David now shifts to a searching question. Who can stand before such a holy God? This is about worship, but also relationship. Who has the right to draw near? Answer. He that hath clean hands and a pure heart. Clean hands equals right actions. Pure heart equals right motives. It's not about outward religion, but inward integrity. Who hath not lifted up his soul unto vanity? This refers to idolatry, giving your heart to empty things. Those who walk in truth, not deception, can approach the holy hill of God. He shall receive the blessing. God not only allows the pure to approach, he blesses them and clothes them in righteousness. God's presence is not earned by perfection, but by purity of pursuit. This is the generation that seek him. This is a call to revival. God is looking for seekers, people who want his face, not just his hand. Jacob here is poetic, reminding Israel of their identity as God's chosen. Selah. Pause and reflect. Ask, am I truly seeking his face? Verses 7 to 10. The King of glory enters. These verses sound like a heavenly procession, as if gates and doors are being told to get ready for someone truly magnificent. Lift up your heads, O the gates. The King of glory shall come in. The gates are symbolic. They could be the city gates, the temple gates, or even the hearts of people. It's a poetic way of saying, Make room. The King is coming. Who is this King of glory? It's a question meant to stir awe and reverence. Answer: the Lord strong and mighty, mighty in battle. This is not a weak king. He is strong, victorious, powerful, and glorious. He wins battles and defeats enemies. The repetition in verses 9 to 10 drives home the weight of the moment. This king is not just a leader. He is the Lord of hosts, commander of angel armies. Selah. Stop. Let that sink in. Summary of Psalm 24. Psalm 24 takes us on a spiritual journey. From creation's majesty, where God owns everything, to personal holiness, where only the pure can stand before him, to triumphant arrival, as the King of glory enters his city and people welcome him. It teaches us God is the true King of the world. He invites the clean and sincere to draw near. His presence is something we must prepare for with humility. And when he comes in, we must lift our heads high and worship. Call to action. If this touched your heart today, don't stop here. There is so much more waiting for you. More psalms, more prayers, more encouragement straight from God's Word. Subscribe to our channel for regular devotionals that uplift, strengthen, and draw you closer to the Lord. Tap the bell so you never miss a moment of truth and peace. And share this with someone who needs comfort today. Let the Word of God do its healing work. You are not alone. The Shepherd is with you, always. See you in the next Psalm. Psalm 25, KJV, a Psalm of David. 1. Unto thee, O Lord, do I lift up my soul. 2. O my God, I trust in thee. Let me not be ashamed. Let not mine enemies triumph over me. 3. Yea, let none that wait on thee be ashamed. Let them be ashamed which transgress without cause. 4. Show me thy ways, O Lord. Teach me thy paths. 5. Lead me in thy truth, and teach me. For thou art the God of my salvation. On thee do I wait all the day. 6. Remember, O Lord, thy tender mercies and thy loving kindnesses, for they have been ever of old. 7. Remember not the sins of my youth, nor my transgressions. According to thy mercy, remember thou me for thy goodness' sake, O Lord. Good, good, and upright is the Lord. Therefore will he teach sinners in the way. 9. The meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his way. 10. All the paths of the Lord are mercy and truth, unto such as keep his covenant and his testimonies. 11. For thy name's sake, O Lord, pardon mine iniquity, for it is great. 12. What man is he that feareth the Lord? Him shall he teach in the way that he shall choose. 13. His soul shall dwell at ease, and his seed shall inherit the earth. 14. The secret of the Lord is with them that fear him, and he will show them his covenant. 15. Mine eyes are ever toward the Lord, for he shall pluck my feet out of the net. 16. Turn thee unto me, and have mercy upon me, for I am desolate and afflicted. 17. The troubles of my heart are enlarged. O bring thou me out of my distresses. 18. Look upon mine affliction and my pain, and forgive all my sins. 19. Consider mine enemies, for they are many, and they hate me with cruel hatred. 20. O keep my soul, and deliver me, let me not be ashamed. For I put my trust in thee. 21. Let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait on thee. 22. Redeem Israel, O God, out of all his troubles. Psalm 25. Detailed analysis. This is a prayer of trust, confession, and guidance. David cries to God not only for personal rescue, but for national redemption. Verses 1 to 3. David begins with trust and a plea not to be ashamed. He asks that those who rebel without cause be exposed instead. Verses 4 to 5. He asks to be taught and led by God. David doesn't just want rescue, he wants truth and direction. Verses 6 to 7. David pleads for mercy, asking God to remember his love, but not remember David's past sins. Verses 8 to 10. These verses describe God's character. He's good, upright, merciful, and faithful to those who follow him. Verse 11. A humble confession. My sin is great, but God's name is greater. Verses 12 to 14. God promises guidance, peace, and closeness to those who fear him. The secret of the Lord refers to deep spiritual intimacy. Verses 15 to 22. David closes with honest cries. He is lonely, afflicted, surrounded by enemies, but still puts his trust in God's mercy. Summary of Psalm 25. Psalm 25 is a psalm of humble surrender. David asks for guidance in truth, mercy for past sins, rescue from affliction, peace and intimacy with God. It shows us that true faith waits patiently, confesses freely, and keeps eyes lifted even in suffering. Psalm 26, KJV, a Psalm of David. 1. Judge me, O Lord, for I have walked in mine integrity. I have trusted also in the Lord, therefore I shall not slide. 2. Examine me, O Lord, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart. 3. For thy loving kindness is before mine eyes, and I have walked in thy truth. 4. I have not sat with vain persons, neither will I go in with dissemblers. 5. I have hated the congregation of evildoers, and will not sit with the wicked. 6. I will wash mine hands in innocency. So will I compass thine altar, O Lord. 7. That I may publish with the voice of thanksgiving, and tell of all thy wondrous works. 8. Lord, I have loved the habitation of thy house, and the place where thine honor dwelleth. 9. Gather not my soul with sinners, nor my life with bloody men. 10. In whose hands is mischief, and their right hand is full of bribes. 11. But as for me, I will walk in mine integrity. Redeem me, and be merciful unto me. 12. My foot standeth in an even place. In the congregations will I bless the Lord. Psalm 26. Detailed analysis. This psalm is a plea for vindication. David is saying, "Search me, Lord. I want to be found faithful." Verses 1 to 3. David appeals to his integrity and faith. He invites God to examine his heart and mind, knowing he walks in God's truth and love. Verses 4 to 5. He distances himself from the deceitful, the wicked, and the corrupt. David's life is marked by separation from evil. Verses 6 to 7. He prepares to worship with clean hands and a thankful heart, offering praise at the altar. Verse 8. David loves God's house, the sanctuary where God's glory dwells. This is about more than the temple. It's about loving the presence of God. Verses 9 to 10. He asks God not to group him with the violent or dishonest, those who live in darkness. Verses 11 to 12. David recommits to walking in integrity, asks for redemption and mercy, and ends by declaring, "I will bless the Lord publicly." Summary of Psalm 26. Psalm 26 is a bold yet humble statement of a heart committed to righteousness. It teaches a life of integrity must be rooted in God's love and truth. Worship flows from a clean heart and a thankful mouth. It's okay to ask God for vindication and mercy at the same time. The truly righteous love God's presence more than anything. Call to action. These Psalms remind us that God is our guide, our judge, our teacher, and our Redeemer. If these words have stirred your heart today, subscribe to our channel for more powerful psalms, heartfelt prayers, and deep scriptural reflections. Tap the bell so you don't miss the next moment of truth, peace, or encouragement. And share this with someone who needs hope today, because when you seek God's face like David did, He always shows up. Let integrity and mercy lead you, and keep walking in His truth. See you in the next psalm.